Cool.
All right. So this is my first live video recording of CHICAT's Litterbox.
Wow.
So I feel real happy about this. I'm bringing in MC Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
Longtime friend of mine. He's busy.
I'm home too. I'm home.
Yep, he's at home.
Right now. You called me at the perfect time.
Oh man. He's making a cultural impact, not just on the arts and hip hop, but just on his peers as well. You know, just to start off, I'd like to thank him for all the encouragement he's given me through his work and wise words. So,
hey, right back at you, man. Appreciate
Brooklyn,
it.
Tell the people a little bit about you and where you're from.
Yeah. Well, I am from Brooklyn, if that wasn't obvious. Born and raised here, East Flatbush, Rutland Road. I'm a rapper, filmmaker, entrepreneur, done some DJ work as well. I still got the controller and just like anything artistic, I'm all about it. I'm the chief marketing officer, co-founder of Trilogy Entertainment, record label production company that Marcus has been a part of since the beginning.
Yes.
Right now, I'm currently working at Davidson College as a marketing manager for the dining services department, but also like putting out this music like as much as I can and shooting videos and all that stuff. We'll talk about it. But you know, basically, I'm an entrepreneur just trying to figure out how to, you know, make music and do art for a living, but, you know, making a company that's like for artists, like our teammates, they get most of the profits, 90%, 10% goes back into the company, which is just for, you know, documents and like our overall development. It's just to make us better artists. So basically we get all the money and you have all the creative freedom in the world. So we could just do what we got to do and put out this positive, you know, energy in the world and then give back to like communities, but like globally, because there's just so much talent. Because we knew we had that talent between the three of us. And then when we met everyone else, you're like, this is insane. We have like all these people from all over the world and we're not getting paid on campus. We gotta change that. So we just, you know, that's my main passion, is art and entrepreneurship and just generally freedom. So that's like the general, like who I am and whatnot. I went to Davidson, graduated 2019. Go Warriors. They just won. They avenged Brooklyn for us. Shout out to Curry. Big fan. He definitely had a big impact on everything that we're doing now.
Oh yeah.
We can talk about that, but that's me generally.
Thank you. Just to start off even more. So as far as you beginning your rap career,
dude,
you started around the age of 16.
Age of 16, you got to witness it. You were like the oldest. You like my oldest friend out of all of this because you got to see it all. It happened. Because listen, the secret is, the truth is, I'd never rapped before ever before that moment. So history lesson 2014. Marcus and I were at the July Experience. It was a three-week program at Davidson College, just to, you know, get some like college experience, be on a campus, live there for some time, you know, take a couple classes, stuff like that. Now, at that time, I was very, very different, you know, very, very shy, very reserved, and just like not really trying to like interact with folks. That was my personality. But then I got to Davidson and just like met all these cool people, and I just couldn't like be that person. They was pulling me out of my shell bit by bit. Now, that was all great. And I was like, this is great. I like Davidson. This is cool. But then like a week before we're about to leave, you know, there was talks about a talent show and how people had stuff. And I was like, oh, great. That would be nice to watch. I had no intention of doing anything at all. I'm not like, this is not I never perform. I don't do that. But, you know, fate is funny. God is funny. Cause like, you know, I was talking with Will Milch, my roommate, about just music and like Brooklyn and hip hop in general. And a girl that I had a crush on, Sydney, she was just like, she was like, oh my God, I didn't know that you rapped that at the show. And I was like, I was at the time, like, I was major crush on her. And it was just like, okay, she's very happy right now. She's happy. I'm gonna rap. I'm a rapper now. So I was like, I do that and I'm gonna, be in the show. And I thought she'd forget about it. She told the whole camp that I was doing. I got dudes coming up.
We heard about it.
He was like, hey, like,
excited.
I'm excited. Just like, oh, me too. Don't know what I'm going to do. So I just had to, just back against the wall in the corner. You can't let the people down. You can't let the girl down. So I was like, let's just figure it out. So I just had to channel everything that I had like subconsciously absorbed by being in Brooklyn, because there's always music blasting out the windows, blasting out the speakers, just like you can't escape music here. And I was also just, every time my mom would drive me to school, she was always playing like 106.7 Light FM, which is like, old, like 80s, 90s pop, rock, stuff like that. So I'm getting hit by music from all sides. So I was just like, what I write about now, all I knew was just everyone in the camp and just like general experiences here at Brooklyn. So I just wrote about that. I practiced a million times because I was like, I'm like so nervous. I'm obsessive about not messing up. And then, going from never performing in front of anybody to performing in front of 80 plus people and in this camp while trying to like impress, this girl and everything, so I was a nervous wreck before it started. And then, but as I kept going into it and I was like performing, I was like, wow, this is just, kind of cool. And then when I got off the stage and I saw the reception, I was just like, whoa, like I had to go into the corner and I was just like, what just happened? But there was just like a lot of joy there. And I knew I'd found something. But when I got home, I just started writing. There was like a floodgates opening in my head. And I remember right over there, I was just like finding free beats and just writing to them and just like sending out videos to the group afterwards and whatnot. And that was like the start of my music journey. And I knew I had to come back to Davidson because I was like, I'm going to grow there. If I stay here in Brooklyn, in New York, I'm just going to be like the same, doing the same things. And I'm not going to get that support. And I just like whole senior year was just, how do I get back to Davidson? Just working, SATs, ACTs, subject tests, taking extra classes, all that stuff just to get my GPA right, get the highest score, get all the recommendations I could. Early decision too. So I didn't apply to any other school. I was like, early decision. I have like maybe a month to apply to other schools if this doesn't work out, but I'm going all in. Thank God I got in. And then I get there and then a week into it, I meet Victor Allen and who's the co-founder. And then like a couple of days later, I meet Bradford Grant, who's other co-founder. And then we're just like in a room in Bay Centel, one of the dorms. And we just like, hey, what's going on? Like, you like music? I like music too. And then we just quick little, random, terrible freestyle, but we like, it's cool. Like we have chemistry together. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. It was just like, okay, well, let's go work on this, snippet for some dude's campaign, like his like student campaign. We'll make a little rap for him. And then, all right, let's make a song. And then by the end of our freshman semester, the fall semester, we got a mixtape, man. It was just like, this is crazy. Like, I think, even when it was happening, I was just like, what is going on? Like, this is, what are we even doing? But we just kept doing it. We knew we were doing something, good for us. And then, that's how we started rapping, and that was next level in the beginning. And, it just kind of elevated from there, Yeah, I don't want to ramble. So
that was awesome.
Yeah.
It was like, I came in the year after y'all did.
Yes.
I met Bradford first, right? When I arrived to campus, because he was helping with Stride.
Yeah. That's
helping us move in. So, and of course, during the events, everybody was, getting to know each other. That's when I realized, I'm like, oh shit, Lauren's here.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, okay, Bradford started telling me a little bit when, everybody introducing each other, talking about what they do on campus. He started telling me about your group. I'm like, oh, in a sense, I was surprised, but then I was like, well, I know, MC rap. So I'm like, that's a no-brainer right there. And we didn't even know that you had just started rapping.
No, it was like, I played it off like I'd been doing that. And it was just literally my first time. Like when I told my parents that I was about to go perform at this thing, they're like, "Who's gonna perform?" I'm like, it's like what are you gonna do? It's like, I'm gonna rap. You're gonna like, everybody was surprised, including me, because that's not who I was at all. You know, I was just more like, let's go to school, come back home, see the family, just the immediate family. And just like, even within members of my own family, I wasn't really talking to them. I was just like really, really reserved.
Yeah.
So it was just me. It's just like travel has always like helped me kind of get out of that and just change perspectives and just like bring me out of that shell. And this trip was so important. And it was from there, like, I just started traveling more. Like, even before I started, like my freshman year, I was able to go to Paris and Spain. I got into this New York program called UBS Next Gen Leaders, and they help like, you know, young Black men and like Hispanic men get through college, and then also a year after to help you like get a job and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
And one of the perks of getting into that was like, we're going to give you a laptop, all the support, and we'll give you a trip to like the two countries you go to. And I was like, oh, well, let's go. So Paris and Spain, I took French in high school. And just those trips were great too, because then you just get to see like new perspectives, and then like the love I wasn't really getting from like my peers here in like New York, I was getting in Europe, you know, just like new people. And they were like, you know, confused why I had like no self-esteem, and why didn't I feel any, because they saw something I didn't see in myself. And I was just like, wow, this is so crazy. And it's just like this quick elevation from being this kid who was in the shell, didn't believe in himself at all, just meeting all these people who had good things to say. And then as I got more confident, I found, you know, and music just really opened up those doors to just meeting new people, doing new things. And then it made me realize, like, wait, I like music, but I'm also really into film too. And then I can combine these two things. And then that led to just like, you know, marketing and then thinking, wait, if we can market and we can make all the music from start to finish, then like, why aren't we doing more with that? And I'm like, why would we need to sign with anybody? We could just do it ourselves. All these questions. And then, you know, Davidson was such a small school, and we had all these resources that no one was taking advantage of. I'm like, we have this opportunity here where we're not like in some oversaturated college where everybody wants to rap. We can just figure it out ourselves, use all this equipment and all these supportive people. Like, yeah, you can start your own major. Yeah, we have a grant that you can use if you want. You need lawyers. We have alumni who are here. Like, just they'll give you a discount. You know, they helped us get the LLC and the trademark and stuff like that. So just Davidson was such an important place for me to be. And it just really jump started like my life, really. Like, I don't know what I would be doing if I wasn't at Davidson. I might still be here, you know, like not doing anything, just some random whatever path, but meaningful, definitely. So yeah, I have to give a lot of credit to Davis. I mean, I'm still there. I was just
of course.
Now they got me working there, so it's just like a whole thing.
So one of y'all's biggest projects as far as trilogy was I Love Union.
Jeez,
that hit. I think I was abroad when y'all finally pushed it and released
on the video. You made it in the final cut.
Oh yeah, man. We were excited. I had my host family listening.
Oh, nice.
It was lit. So how was that experience of I don't even know where you were at that moment, but just waking up, realize y'all done hit over 8,000, over 9,000 views, curried and shared it.
Yeah, like what a perfect time to have this interview, because Golden State just won.
Right.
You got me in the Curry jersey. Like, I'm all like big. I was a fan of him before I even like knew like about, you know, just watching him play was so great. Before I even knew that he was gonna go off on all these big heights, I was like, this guy's really like fun. He's really cool. Like, and then whoa, he went to Davidson too. Like, I found that out when I was on campus. I was like, that's really cool. That's great. Yeah. And then like that, you know, like that was like my first 2-3 weeks there. Like, he actually came back because after they won the chip and he got the championship and everything. It was like, wow, this is so amazing. This is so cool.
Wow.
But to answer your question, it's like, so the way this started, it was like junior year, end of our junior year, the summer. And I remember that the I Love Commons video made the rounds again. Yeah. Like, I think ESPN found it and they're like, look at this guy. Thank God he can play basketball because his rapping is terrible or whatever. So they're just making jokes. And I was watching the video. I was like, wow, this is cool. And then I saw I got like 1 million views and everybody was like, yeah. But then I realized, I was like, wait a second. Like, why doesn't anybody talk about the Union? Because I go there every day. I literally went there every single day. I got to know all the workers and everything there. Like the women who worked there became my mothers and whatnot. And just like, I thought it was a better place in general. Like I never went to Commons. So I was just like, this is weird. Like, why doesn't anybody just do that? And then that little idea sparked. And then I talked to Victor about it and I was like, what if we did, some version of that? And he was like, all right, I was like, we just kept that, on the brand. And then he had a beat. I was like, if we do it, you need to make a crazy beat. So Vic made this crazy beat and it was just so bassy and it was just such a pop. I was like, okay, like call Bradford. We got to just like get a Google Doc going and figure out how we're supposed to like attack this. But I was like, if we do it, we have to do it quick because like Davidson's crazy and we won't have any time to film anything. We wait like after 2 weeks to get this done. So I was like, okay, cool. So like the passion was there for the place. So I was like, I love this place too. So I'll kick it off. And we just, the lyrics came easy because like, I'm here every day. Like, it's just cool. But I also wanted to take a little shot at like Curry and his whole crew. Just like, what are you even talking about, man? This is not even just to kind of create a little controversy there. And it just kind of, everyone kept elevating the song, like I came in strong and then Brad followed up and then Vic really killed it. And then just like, we found a cool hook to go with it. I was like, okay, cool. The song is nice. But now we got to go film this thing. So it's just about, sitting down and storyboarding the whole thing, figuring out like, where do we go? How do we set this up? How do we want to do it? All right, let's go to Commons. Let's make fun of it there and be like, why do people eat here? And let's go over to Union and just try to get as many people involved. We had like this whole plan, like, okay, we'll film it, try to get it to Steph's agent and then talk to him or her. And then, just figure that out. We had this whole thing. All right, how do we get it to him? Get it to this one person, to this person. And the filming took like 2-3 days and it was really cool. Like so many people pulled up and, came in organically and we had like Richie helped out a lot, Tovar, and we had like our mentor, Rob McSwain, who like had left Davidson a little while ago, but he came back and he brought this big, like slow motion camera. It's like super professional. He's like, listen, I'm gonna help you guys out because you guys are like, were always good to me. And, I love you guys. So we had so much going on. I was like, okay, I think we're doing something pretty cool. Like this is fun. But like, I thought it was going to take the whole semester to even, get it to someone who could get it to Steph. But like, when we just put it out there, I didn't expect it to do that well, that fast. And then, you put it out and then you wake up the next day and it's at like 2,000 or something.
Yeah.
And then you find out like 2,000. Like, what does that mean? And then Davidson finds out about it. They put it on all their socials and then like they get it to one old teammate who then texts Steph. And then within 10 hours, Richie hits us up in the dorm room and he's like, yo, he just tweeted. And then Vic told me about it. I was like, oh man. I was like, whoa, what's going on? I'm like, we did it. We're going to be on all the talk shows. I'm dropping out of school right now. Where's the deal? Like, I was like, this is it. We did it. We made it. It was such a powerful moment because I was like, we didn't even do anything ourselves to make it happen. It was just so grateful. Just like what a blessing that was. And just to see all the love and support come from like, current students and alumni. And then like my professor had it played like in the middle of class and whatnot. I was like, oh man, this is crazy. And just, to get that validation from, Curry, who's like the reigning champ, the king of Davidson, and be like, okay, I'm gonna pass that on to y'all now. Cause no one wanted to touch I Love Commons video. Cause like, this is like a legendary video. We can't, why would anyone want to do anything? But I'm like, Union is great. Like, this is a great place. I here all the time. Like, this, you see this place? Like, look at all the, look at all the things we have here. Like, I try to lay that out.
It is the best.
You know what I mean? That was my spot. So, but I did not expect it to happen like that. And just to kind of, Davidson was like, okay, cool. Now let's interview you here. Let's do that. And we got like put in the student paper. And then I was like, okay, we got to capitalize on this right now. So I literally got on LinkedIn and sent out like a little, template to say, hey, like, my name is Lawrence King. This is my group. We just did this video. Steph retweeted it. Can you, do something with it? All the reporters that I could find, anybody who had anything to do with it, like just, cold calling and cold like messaging all of them. And then I ended up like we got put in the Charlotte Observer, which then like pushed up the video by like 4,000 views. And then, even later on, when I was in Philadelphia, I hit someone up and I was like, do you think this could be an interesting story? And they're like, yeah, come on down back to New York. And I was like on a TV show, like,
wow, yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, Bold TV, that interview. And I was like, damn, we're still eating off of this 2 years later. And then at the time, it was cool for us to get that validation. Like, okay, these guys don't just do like rap as a hobby or like as a like fun little club thing. Like we can have, it was cool that we had a hit, but it was like more of a micro hit because we actually had that become a big thing. I don't know if we would have been able to handle it then when I was like 21 and they were 22, because it's just that would have came a little too fast. We had to go through some things to be able to.
I had to get really cultivated
about it. So we got the hit. It's like, okay, this is what comes with it. All the people come in and then it starts to die down a bit. But we learned some things about how to capitalize on it and use it later. So it was and then also we were able to get a lot of business from that too. Like it made Trilogy valid because it was like, okay, these guys are actually like cool. People were coming up to us like, you did the I Love Union video. Can you help me market my business now? Can you like come perform here? All these things that helped us really jumpstart the company and get a lot of like, side gigs and whatnot. So it was really, really, a cool like school moment. But for the business, it was major. Like we can always point to that. And the more Curry goes up, the more that becomes that moment becomes more like important because he didn't have to do anything at all.
Yep.
He made a whole statement. So he's like a fan. And I'm just like, that's incredible. And this is the greatest 3-point shooter, 4-time champ, all that's top 10, all these things. So it's just like that moment was major for us. I always remember it every time. Like I see Curry do something now. I'm so happy for him. And I just smile. I'm just like, it's so crazy. We just did that thing and we got to have all our friends in it. Like that was major. And I remember having my family like call me up and play it in the background and just, like go crazy. So like that moment was so major. We, big blessing. And it just kind of was like validation. Like we could do this thing on a big scale. Like we can make a hit. We can, and this was just like a fun, whatever track. So it was just like a big confidence booster for us. And then just like validation for everything we've been doing for like years at the school. Like we put out so much music, but we weren't getting this type of attention. So this was like, it was major for us. So big moment.
I really appreciated how you guys went about, conducting the business, but also like integrating this appreciation of the art. I know I haven't had much experience as far as the business world of entertainment, but it's just really cool. All the scary stories you hear about it.
It
was really cool to see you guys take it. And really, it seemed like you guys really did appreciate the art more and made sure the business sort of backed up, that confidence for everybody involved.
Yeah.
No matter like what you wanted to do.
I appreciate that. The goal is just basically for you guys to have nothing to do but what you love to do. Like we handle all the boring shit and just like, listen, we'll handle all the documents and, all the marketing and everything just to make it as easy as possible for you. Have complete creative freedom. Just do what you do. And then we'll push it, and then we'll push it together. Like it's just a collective effort because if you combine everybody's like social media power, that's like, that's easily 10,000. And all you have to do is just share it on your story. You can change someone's life off of that. I mean, one tweet changed our lives. That's the I Love Union thing. And we were able to not only help ourselves get some attention, but also we gave love to the workers. Like these guys are unsung heroes and like, let's put them in the video. They don't get anything like that. They were so happy. They were just like, thank you. Like no one really acknowledges us like that. And I'm like, listen, what will we be without any of you? Like the school doesn't run if you're not there. And now working at the school, it's just like, it's all the more, obvious. Like if they're not there, literally nothing is gonna I'm watching them doing all this stuff. It's like, damn, like we would not, the school would shut down in like 2-3 days if you weren't there. So it's just, we just really wanted to do that for them. And then, back to your original point, like we went through something like our first 2 years at Davidson, where it's like, we said yes to every gig that we could get, every performance, any like party, any DJ thing, any filming opportunity. And we weren't really paid at all. Like, I think the most I got was like $50 for like a 2-hour DJ gig that I had to fight for.
Oh, wow.
Like fight these fools to get the money. And I was like, hey, can you like pay me this money.
Wow.
And things like that. So, and then I did some research and I was like, well, why can't, and I was like, what's going on? They're like, listen, we're not even allowed to pay you anything. The student organization can't pay you any money. And the school's not going to pay you any money either. They're like, the education is your payment or whatever. So I was like, well, that's weird. Because I was just like, you know, we performed so much, we did so much work, and we're pulling in some crowds here, but they're not giving us anything. And I think at the end of the sophomore year, I was like, listen, I don't want to like do that anymore. Like, I'm tired of doing all these shows and just to do them. Like, we got work to do. Like, school is a lot. It takes so much energy to just put all together. And listen, I've been doing this for a while now, but I'm still like nervous every time when we have to, like, the anxiety piles up whenever the show coming. Cause like, all right, I gotta know the songs. We gotta, you know, rehearse them. I gotta know my verses. I gotta try to know their verses so I can, you know, interact with them on the stage, and just like the buildup for it is crazy. So if I'm going to go through that stress, I'm trying to get paid something, you know what I mean? Or at least have like a big, like, exposure, you know, thing happen. So going through all that, I was like, listen, I don't want to, you know, deal with that anymore. I want to get paid and I want to do what I love full time. How do we do that? What does that look like? And then we figured out, like, listen, we can, if we're able to incorporate the marketing aspects of art and like into like, because marketing is universal and art is universal. So it's just like, okay, we can help build your business up, making logos, you know, social media, and giving you like good music to go behind it. And I was like, there's a plan here. And then just if we handle all that stuff and you guys just create everything, then it's just like, we'll all eat. You guys, you get 90 and then 10 goes back to the company. We spread it out, and then we're all eating, and everybody's supporting each other. So it's just like a big team effort. And I was like, we can do that. And, you know, labels don't do that. I was looking at other labels, and I'm just like, you hear all the big names, Drake and Nas and Jay, all these guys now are like, independence this, independence that. Like, don't get 360 deals. And I'm hearing all this talk, and I'm just like, well, why are these guys? They're not fans of their deals. All the young guys coming up are like, I hate my label, free me from my label, all this shit. It's like, there's something going on here. And then you really like look at what's going on to like artists who have kind of found their way outside of rap, and they're like, listen, I was in the industry's terrible, it's cutthroat, know your deals, know this and that, label, it's not what it is. And I was like, okay, so this isn't really the move, because the labels, they're a business, you know what I mean? And you're an investment. If you're not going to give them a return on their investment, they're going to shelf you, and then there's 1,000 other people, 100,000 other people who are going to take your place for nothing. They'll be like, so they give you the big advance, make you sign something that says we get like 50% of everything you make ever. You don't own your music. And that's it, because we can. Right. Because we can. And it's just like, now you get the machine of a label to, like, you know, push your music to the masses. But, you know, what are you giving up to get that, you know, that momentary fame and success? Because they can just pull that contract. If you're not giving them the numbers that they thought you were going to give them, they'll just let you go, because it's a business. So thinking about stuff like that, and how labels, they'll make you make the hot music, not the music you want to make. Like, listen, you got to have a pop song, you got to have this song, and you need to rap this way and go with that artist at this time, or we shelf you. It's just, there's always that threat. Like, we can just pull you and then never promote you again. And I was like, I don't want that. Like, we go at our own pace, we make whatever we want to make. Like, I don't need that to happen. So I was like, we got to make our own thing, and just the whole idea is freedom, and everybody owns everything. So it's just like, it's not about the money. It's just about how can we do this and like live, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm making enough to like live on my own and give something to my family, and, you know, and save some, invest some, that's great. You know, like, I don't need anything else. Like, that's all we need. That's really the main goal. Like, I want it to be global, of course. Yeah. Like, you know, that's my ego, you know, but like, mainly I just want to be able to eat off of this, you know? So, and I want that for the team, because y'all were like, so it was just so much talent in the room. When we were at like our height at Davidson, we had like 20 plus people on the team. You know what I mean? It's just like, if we really, if that was our moment then, and everybody was like 100% down, we could have did something crazy, because it was just, it was all internal. We could have just like took over everything immediately. You know what I mean? There's that much talent, and you just needed someone to say, listen, you could do that, and we got you. It's just like, we'll push it. You get paid, and everybody eats. That's what we're after ultimately. That creative freedom, you know.
That's what I was about to say, the creative freedom aspect. I'm just thinking about John Oliver right now, because that it's like it. I didn't when I watched your video, you caught me off guard with
really.
Yeah, just with the whole thing, because I'm like, damn, I didn't think of it. I'm like, yeah, I like this.
Yeah,
I haven't seen nobody that I know personally take on, a theme like that. The talk show host, you got, John Oliver aspect.
It was
killing it with the bars.
Yeah, right. It was like, it was so like 2020, that I was going through like a million different things at once. I was in Philadelphia at the time. So my job, it was kind of going downhill at the job, like it was a startup.
Right.
It was supposed to be stable, but they weren't telling us everything. And, basically we were like leaking money. People were getting fired. It was like, I was like, there's a lot of flags here. I need to start thinking about my next move. Right when I'm thinking, all right, I got to get out. That's when like March hit, pandemic starts, staying here home. I'm like, I can't find another job. I got to stay here now. Okay, fine. But at least I'm home. Okay. So I'm going to work on all these other things. I'm thinking I'm going to have like, more creative freedom. And it's like, now the work piles up. I'm getting like new responsibilities because like other people are gone. I'm not getting a pay increase. I'm getting like hounded by all my bosses. And then the landlord sells the house I'm in. So he's like sending in folks to see the house in the middle of the pandemic. This is like April. And I'm just like, what are you doing? My roommate dips and he's like, oh, I don't like Philly anymore. I don't like my job. I'm going home. I'm not, paying anything.
Yeah.
I get stuck with some stranger subletter that we didn't want. My other roommate's like, listen, I'll keep paying, but I'm going back home to Ohio. I got a car. I don't need to stay here. So just me and this guy living with a stranger, hate my job, stuck in the house, pandemic, all these things. I'm not feeling creative at all. But what I am doing is like, I want to know what's going on. So I'm just like watching, MSNBC, CNN, like what's going on? What are the numbers? Like, when can we, what's the vaccine looking like? When is Trump going to lose? All these things. So I'm just like, what's going to happen? But then it kind of like, okay, this got CNN and all that stuff got too heavy. So then it ended up like morphing into like, let me watch some late night talk show hosts like Seth Meyers and Stephen Colbert and, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, all those guys. And then there were sub like sections where it was like, okay, John Oliver, like those guys who are like talk show hosts, but it's more, it's not really structured. It's more just like, we kind of come on once a week and do it our way. It's very like specialized. And I just really liked him specifically because I saw a couple episodes. I was like, wow, like I never knew about this thing that you're talking about, but now that you're talking about it, damn, this is really important. Like he talks about these obscure topics that when you hear about it, it's like, what do you mean? Like loans or what? Like it was something like that. Some random topic. Like he just talked about, tech monopolies recently and just kind of like, like Google and stuff like that and how they're, smothering competitions, little things like that. But he got even more obscure and I was like, damn, this is so crazy. This is so important. And then before I knew it, I just kept watching the videos. And when I realized, okay, like I like this, I was like, okay, me being my obsessive self, I'm like, all right, let's go back to the first video and then just work our way up. And I was just watching all of them. And I ended up watching all of them until I caught up. And I just really like learned so much about, like America and just other countries and just like little things where I was like, damn, like, wow, I need to, move very carefully in certain places because America is cool, but capitalism is very, it's like, it's very unchecked here. So there's so many pitfalls where you can just like, it sounds good on paper and you look at the fine print, it's like you owe us X, Y, and Z for this many years and you can't do anything about it. And it's just so easy to fall into these traps. And I was just like, man, this is like really education, really important. He's also just funny. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
HBO gives him like the purse. They're just like, listen, you go spend whatever you want on whatever absurd thing to make this point. And it's just like, and he has like a big impact. So I watched this one episode where he's like talking about Monica Lewinsky. Now she's mentioned in every single like raps, every other rap song, like 100 plus rap songs. And I was just like, yeah, that's funny. She is. And he's like, no one ever mentions me in rap songs. And like, my initial thought was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why have you never been mentioned? And that doesn't make any sense. I'm looking at your page. You got like 8 million subscribers. You get millions of views like automatically on anything you post, like big cultural figure. You post something on Twitter, people follow, and then they go do things. They go into action. And I just felt like that was weird that didn't that wasn't happening for him.
Yeah.
And I just kind of put that in the back of my head. And I was like, that's just weird. And then after I was able to get out of like Philly and just pay off my lease and get back home and just take like some time to recharge and get myself together, I was like, okay, I just left this job. I have like about 3-4 months of like, cushion money. Let me just go throw myself back into the music. So I made some other songs, but then the John Oliver thing kept, spinning around in my head. And I was just like, nah, this doesn't feel right. Like, we got to do something. So I hit up Vic again. I was like, listen, I'm thinking about doing this song about this guy, kind of like the same blueprint as I Love Union, just like this obscure thing that no one's really thinking about, but I have like an actual passion for. And I just, he sent me something. He was able to use like the that specific episode I was talking about, get that clip, incorporate it into the beat. I was like, dude, this is crazy. And then I just like, when I wrote the song, I was like, I got to really like sit down with this one because I got to make sure it's just really, really, the bars are there.
Yep.
But it's not corny. And I'm talking about him, but it's not about him.
Right.
I'm also like dropping some Easter eggs in there so people know that I'm like an actual fan, but it has to have a really good hook. But I can't curse either because I need this to be clean so it goes everywhere.
Right.
And it was like a whole, like all these, like the calculus I was going to, like, I got to make sure it's really dope and it just keeps elevating. And then like the song came out well and I was like, okay, cool. I like the song, but now we got to get the video going. Like, how are we going to do that? And, Vic is just a trooper. He's always down. So I was like, all right, let's shoot here. Let's shoot in Charlotte. I'm in that area. Let's go shoot there. We got to go to Atlanta. That's where you're at. And then we need a third location. Where are we going? And we had been like floating around Hawaii, just like in like random conversations, like that would be a cool place to go. And I was like, we need like a third location that's just crazy, like really exotic, really beautiful. And I was like, let's just go to Hawaii. What are prices for Hawaii? We just like look at prices. And I was like, that's a pretty good price. So we just put that down right there. And I was like, we're going to go there. We structured the whole shoot around like the trip. And I met Vic in Charlotte and we just shot around the city. Came back to Atlanta and we shot some scenes there just to kind of like me at the desk scene and whatnot. And I was like, all right, now we got to go to Hawaii and just like, have a good time. Not really knowing what to expect. Never been there before, just kind of going in cold. But Hawaii itself, it was just such a beautiful place with just like beautiful people. We learned so many things. And then it kind of morphed into something else. It was just going to be a music video shoot. But then I was like, oh, cool. Like we have like an opportunity to talk about what's going on down there. Cause I didn't know what was going on down there at all. Like, and Vic was like, yeah, there's, all these like, things going on with like people being pushed off the island and,
it was something with the Hawaiian indigenous community, right?
Yeah. Cause the thing is like Hawaii is such a beautiful location. It attracts all these tourists, which is a good thing. But because it's attracting the tourists, they want to then stay, which then like causes the government to be like, all right, we're going to raise these prices now. And then if you can't pay, you just get kicked out. So it's just like, it's a weird thing because it's like you want people to come over to get that tourist revenue, but then these people are staying and then they're willing to pay more. And it's just, like, that's like my overall understanding of it.
Yeah. It's crazy because there's some, oh man, I don't know what I was just watching, but when I first seen a video, and that was around the time it came out. This was like when I was back home.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on in Hawaii either, but I was like, damn, they on point, bringing this. That's why I was saying like with the theme of John Oliver, I'm like, he really tied it together with this. And
I was like, whoa, like, this goes perfectly. Like, this is exactly what he would do. You kind of pull him in with something, flashy. And then it's just like, this is the important issue. So
it's something relevant happening right now. I'm not sure if it was in Mexico or if it was in Cancun specifically. Yeah. But it was like the same issue. Thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just such a.
I was like, damn, it's just relevant.
I couldn't believe it. It was just like, wow, what timing for it to work out that specific way. And then for us to meet, a lot of like, indigenous Hawaiians there and just folks who've been all their lives. And then them hitting us up after we dropped the video, like, yo, thank you so much for putting that piece at the end. Like, that means so much to us. We didn't even really like, or at least I didn't even really understand. Like, I thought it was like just a cool, like little thing to end with, like, hey, this is what's going on, raising some awareness. Here's some organizations, but they were just like, this is major because this is happening. Yeah. Talking about it. Thank you so much for doing that. And then them just welcoming us back whenever we want. It was just like a really like great feeling. And Hawaii is such a beautiful, like, just like spiritual place. Like we just went down there and we're just so comfy. Everything moves at such a slower pace. You got all these like microclimates. So like one end of the island is super sunny. We get to the middle is like foggy, and then it's rainy. Then you get to the other place is like cold, and it's just like all these different, you're feeling so many things. And that's just one island. And there's like 7 of them, and the people are so great. They're so chill and just like, just really calm. I even got like my tattoo
wow.
down there. This is my first one. And I was just like, it was a whole, there's just so many things that went over that. We were in like a drum circle with black sand beaches and bonfires, and just like, we met so many cool people.
Yeah.
It was such a great time. And I was so happy that we were able to just, go there and also just, make this video and, raise some awareness and just kind of, push this thing. And I was just like, yo, no one talks about John. I want to talk about John. Like, he's just a really cool dude. It was just like so many things happened at once. And when I watch the video now, just to kind of like look at it again, like we just passed 2,000 views on it on YouTube. And right now I'm getting close to 250,000 streams on Spotify.
Nice.
It's just like thinking about that. I was like, damn, I can't believe we did that. Like, just, thinking about how it all came together.
Yeah.
From the idea to like the video and the concept. And just like, man, like, this is great. What's messed up though is that like we had a whole like, rollout plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I dropped it on my birthday and everything, and got the video next week. But like those guys were on hiatus. And when they go on break, you don't hear from any of them. Like there was no one on the Instagram page. So we were just pushing it, like screaming, please look at this video.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just weren't there. So the timing was weird, but like whatever. I wanted to drop it on my birthday anyway, just like symbolically, and just kind of, that was my 23s, and now I'm going in 24 strong and things like that. So either way, it was just a really, really cool thing that we were able to do. And it just kind of, for us, it was like, okay, like we can make like super professional quality, like videos. It was the best video we've made. And I was like, this is just really like, we've leveled up here. This is like a monument to us leveling up. And going from like just like the I Love Union thing, which was kind of more like, like a school, gimmicky type thing where I was doing it for like some location and making this like, video about a place to eat at. This is like us, this is like this is our bars. It shows like our level, like we've elevated from that level, and this is the new standard. So it's just like a really, really cool moment all around. And I was so glad we were able to just make that happen. And just, we were like, listen, we're just going to go do it. Like, we got the equipment. Let's go book this flight. Let's just go and figure it out. So now, speaking of that, we're in, let's see, like it's the 17th now. In like 2-3 weeks, we're going to Italy for about 2 weeks. We're going to go down there and just shoot some other music videos and podcast episodes. We have our own podcast as well.
Nice.
We shot a couple down there in Hawaii, actually, the Whatever podcast. You were on the episode 3 actually with the whole crew.
Yeah, the Whatever
back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna
plugging that the Whatever podcast.
Whatever podcast. Yeah. So we just want to like take advantage of these like really amazing places and just go down there and just one experience and like absorb the culture, learn from the folks down there, and just kind of like put music and and art in just like a different place. Just kind of it's great for us because every time we travel and we do this together, we grow a lot. We meet some incredible people, and we're just able to get some really like cool content to bring back home. So we'll go down there, and this time we have time. We're only in Hawaii for like 8 days, and we're just kind of scrambling to get everything done.
Right
down there to just like chill, relax, enjoy, but also film and get some visuals, some much needed visuals for some cool songs that didn't get the attention it really deserved. We want to put that front and center. So so we're moving right now.
That global impact.
So we're trying, that's what we're after right now, man.
So that was going to be my next question. Just asking, what you guys had planned, what you specifically had planned next, and what people should look forward to.
So definitely look forward to new like music videos coming out. We're Italy trip, we're just trying to like make sure we're getting traveling in. I'm trying to make some moves now where I can be like more mobile and head up to LA and work with my older brother on some videos and stuff like that. So more visuals. We need more visuals. We've dropped a lot of music, like 2021. Like me personally, I've just been dropping single after single, trying to stay consistent. And just kind of build up my discography for like future performances and just just to kind of mess around with different vibes and whatnot. Vic has an album coming out in December.
Yes.
His like, I think that's gonna be his like, big debut album. He and we're also like right now we're experimenting with getting into the Web3 space. So just like crypto and like the metaverse and all that stuff. We're working with some Cool Davidson alumni on their program called The Game, where we're trying to put our music into that and get other artists into there too. So we're trying to just break into crypto and all that, get that crypto money. Let's see what else we got going on. So, and Vic and I have this cool song that's coming out soon, and just I love that song. That song I think is really, really great. I'll send you the exclusive for that. But yeah, man, just trying to like just really stay active. Not stopping with with the creation, and just every song that we put out is like an opportunity to just change our lives. It's just like another shot that we're putting out into the universe, and that one song could just end up being the thing that propels us. And when we get that one song, what we have like just content, just ready,
all this content that's going to receive it as well. Yeah,
that's what I mean. And then when we come up, everybody who's had anything to do with anything that we've done, they come up with us, and it's just going to be like, once we get our foot in the door, we're never leaving. Like it's over, because no one's matching the work ethic that we just never had the time. We had to figure out how to get a degree while also making like mixtapes every single semester. And like, if we have time to just make this stuff, bro, it's done. That's what I'm after right now, is just kind of getting that ultimate free time to just, make the music and go crazy with it. So I'm just trying to put out as many singles as I can, keep making new music, get like music videos out, more visuals, travel more. Just try to experiment with like Web3 and just getting into that space and just kind of get into that financial freedom so we can get to that creative freedom, and then just really just bringing up other people with us. Like I know some folks who are just like really great artists who just need someone to like back them up. So I want us to become that flagship for them and just be like, listen, here's the space, here's the umbrella, like go ahead and do what you gotta do. We got you, we're covering you, just make it happen. And we just kind of come up as a team. So yeah, man, we're just going hard right now with the music, and we're doing like Trilogy also does like marketing for small businesses and whatnot. So if anybody needs something like that, we can help out with social media. I'm doing those side gigs and those side projects, just like photography and film and stuff like that too. So just trying to build up that portfolio. But yeah, man, I'm just just trying to stay active and just make the most of every day and try to do something creative, or just kind of improve myself in some way, shape, or form, and just not waste the time I'm given. Is you just never really know. But I want to, like, whenever I go out, I want to know like I was doing what I loved every day. So I'm trying to get to that point. You know what I mean? Like stable jobs are great and all, but like, what does that matter? What does that matter if you're like miserable and like it's just that's not what I want to do. That's not who I am. So like I'll work a job, but it's all stepping stones for me to get to where I want to do. I just use the job to fund the music, to fund the art, to fund Trilogy. And all that. So that's what I'm after, man. Expect new music, expect new videos, expect new podcast episodes, staying active on socials and whatnot. Yeah, man, just going hard.
And where can the people find? I know the Trilogy website has a lot of information, not just on what y'all do, but the services too, and how they can join and be involved.
So we have a website, www.trilogyent.net, TRILLAGENT.net. All of our information is there. If you want to see all of our content in its entirety, you can go to our YouTube channel. Just type in Trilogy ENT, you'll find all our stuff there. All of our music is on all streaming platforms, so Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, and where else? Like just Deezer, all these platforms. That's like a French platform, whatever. It's on it. It's wherever you get your music, we're there. You can find us there right now. John Oliver music videos out right now. The streams keep going up. I'm happy about that. Really grateful for that. Just trying to push that, get that in John's hands. If I get on John's show, it's a wrap there. Because he'll bring us on the show. Like I know he would. So I'm just trying to like push that song as well. But just I'm not like putting all my hopes on one song. Like we keep dropping all the time. So I'm trying to drop as often as possible. And, and I'll tell you, listen, I have the concept idea ready for my debut album, but I'm not going to drop it until I get like a single that goes up. I want you to hear the single that you really love and get behind that and know that I get some eyes and some ears ready for the music. And then I'll drop the album will be ready quick. I got the cover art. I got the concept ready. I know what the tracks are going to be called. I'm ready to do that. But I gotta, because we dropped a lot of projects in school and whatnot. And, you know, you drop full bodies of work and you're not really getting a lot of people listening to it. When I drop my full body of work, I want, you know, there to be people there to listen to it and really like take it in. So, but that also means you're going to get a lot of singles from me. So you're getting a lot of music from me anyway. So team is working.
The grind doesn't stop.
Does not stop, but we're everywhere. We're trying to stay active. You can find us wherever we're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff, all the social media platforms too. So yeah.
And I'll make sure that along with this interview video, I'm gonna make sure I post every single link.
I appreciate it.
For sure. I'm gonna put it in my link tree so everybody that's watching, as soon as y'all finish watching, go straight to it. It's gonna be in my bio.
Appreciate you. I will definitely share this video with, you know, everywhere. We're always happy to get new interviews. I'm happy for you, man. You know.
It's a lot. You dropped a lot of, you know, keys for people that's really listening. The grind really doesn't stop. You chasing after what you know.
Just gotta keep chasing after what you love, man. It's just that's really what it's all about. You know, doing what gets you out of bed in the morning. A job is cool, money's cool, but it doesn't really mean anything if you're not happy. So we know unhappy billionaires, unhappy millionaires, all these like dudes doing things for a check. It doesn't mean anything. Money is very like fickle. If I rip it in half, it's nothing. You know,
if the gas prices go up,
you know what I mean? The money just goes away so fast. But you know, it's just like, if you have to think about the fact that we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, we don't know what's going to happen a minute from now. So would you rather be doing the thing you love, or would you rather be working for someone you don't care about, for a thing you don't believe in? You know, it doesn't mean anything. And when you really break it down, it just the pandemic put everything into perspective, where it's just like what actually matters. You gotta fight for that, like what actually matters to you, like, because there's money to be made for anything. You can actually do anything now. Like, social media makes it possible. You make a little video at your home that you don't even think about. You go viral, and then bam, you're set for life. You know, but if you don't make that video, you know, you'll never know. So I encourage everybody to just go after it. You can really make it happen. Listen, I went from not speaking to now rapping like my ass
off. Full circle.
Anything possible. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, I always appreciate speaking with any member of Trilogy, any of my artistic friends, especially the day ones in a sense.
Absolutely.
You know, MC Brooklyn is a long time artist as far as all of the people that I've ever communicated with and that are involved in the arts. And you know, it's always a great pleasure to be able to speak with my brother. So,
likewise, man. Always.
I appreciate you for coming on and talking.
Thank you for having me. Happy for you, dog. I see the guitar in the back. I see you working.
Oh yeah, he back there.
Great. This is great, man. I'm happy for you, dog.
Yeah. But this is another episode of CHICAT's Litterbox. Thank you guys for viewing and watching. Don't forget to go and follow all the Trilogy's information will be inside of the link tree in my bio.
And if you don't want to do all of that, all I ask is that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's like literally the best way to support us, because that helps us monetize all the content and everything. That's a quick, just subscribe and then you're good to go. We don't even have to do anything else. If you do that, I'm happy. Please
subscribe and turn them notifications on, please.
Please do. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Likewise, bro. Always good to see you. Thanks for having me on. All right. I can't wait to get you on the solo episode of whatever podcast. We'll come out to you if we have to.
Oh, yeah. Of course. All right, man. I'll see you.
All right. Take care.